What's up, guys? So weather stripping was changed, but in true classic project car form, this morning on the way to work, my blower motor decided to have a heart attack. I think the blower motor was already on its way out, but the resistor, either the resistor was going or the motor is going, or they're both going. But this morning when I turned on my heat, I didn't get anything out of the vents, even though I heard the motor kind of blowing. It's probably because the motor is 35, 36 years old, and I'm sure the resistor that controls the voltage to the motor is probably just as old. So that's going to be my next project. I got to change the blower motor and the resistor. They're cheap parts, so I'm going to change them both at once. And you know, keep it moving with this car. This car drives me to work every day. It's really a great car. I don't have any complaints. I just have to be on top of things. You know, that's the way it is with a vintage car. You fix one thing and another thing is waiting to just break. And you kind of, it's like a chasing game. You're always chasing what's wrong. And while it is kind of annoying, at the same time it's a little rewarding, because when you do fix something yourself and you don't pay someone to do it, you realize how much money you saved, and it makes you feel elated. You're like overwhelmed with joy sometimes. At least that's the way I feel. Not everybody's the same way with working on their cars or their bikes or what have you, their house. But whenever you could save money, it's always great, especially with mechanics and body shops, because they're charging up to 100 an hour. So blower motor and a resistor will probably take a mechanic an hour to do, but he's going to charge me about $100 to do that. And the parts in total, I think, total about $60. So I'm not gonna go that route and pay somebody to switch it out for me when I can just do it myself. Thanks to YouTube, once again. You know, there's guys out there that just make tutorials on this stuff, and it becomes really helpful when you're trying to do things on your own and you don't want to rely on people, especially when you have an older car. These older cars are really a pain in the ass. So anything that can help. I'll be back at you guys again once I get the parts in and I'm under the hood putting it in. And hopefully that fixes it, because if it doesn't, then unfortunately I'm going to have to go to a shop. But it's what it is. Well, I was pleasantly surprised to see that my local auto parts store actually had what I needed. Shout out to Advanced Auto Parts on, wow, this was made in 2018, figures, on 48th Street in Queens Boulevard. They had what I needed. Yeah, this thing's got more dust on it than, you know how long that's probably been sitting there. But it's okay, it's exactly what I needed. Ooh. So we're gonna get that switched out. Should be easy, it's just a bunch of bolts that go around the whole thing. You got the connector here and the ground goes here. And then because I have AC, I gotta remove this plug and put the orifice tube in there, and should be good to go. Made in Canada, better than made in China, that's for sure. It's pretty simple looking when you think about what's in today's cars. I mean, look at this thing. But we're gonna change it too, because it was super cheap and it's right next to it.